What is up YouTube? It is Matty, and it has been a while since I've done a cleanup video, cleanup episode, so I hope you guys are ready for that. And yeah, from 99 to 100, the art of cleanup, it's one of my preferred series. I like doing it to discuss detailed changes, because cleanup is, if you can hit 3-star fresh hit, I mean that's great, but a lot of the times it's not going to be the case. Even the best clans, you know, have to do second hits on tunnel 9 still. And what this video is about is to try and just show the thought process that went through my mind, or the person's mind that of the raid that we're showing, to basically try and show how we got to amending a raid to make it a 3-star. And the raid we're choosing today is by Hardy, and here it is. So I know it's me and him. We've both got you know, tunnel 10 troop space and spells in terms of quantities. We're both new tunnel 10s, and this base is a new tunnel 10 as well, so it's got the new walls but not much else. So it's sort of 9.5 versus 9.5 really, but you could consider it a dip, but it's fine. But it still highlights the points I wanted to make, and there's plenty to go at within this video. So yeah, Hardy did a great raid, gotta say. Just a couple of slight little things that changed it. So you can see his minions on the camps is a very good choice. Drops a couple of barbs in the corners to take them down. Queen at the start as well, and what he's going to do, he's already broke the queen in, and you're about to see where the first fail hits now. Wall breakers went off course and didn't break in. Now his queen, what his plan of attack, I'm just going to pause the video a moment here. What his plan of attack is to get the queen to go take down the one air defense, and a move round the base, and sort of take down the expo as well, and all the defences around, and basically walk clockwise, finally winding up at the north of the base where the queen is. And what is the other part of his plan was to break the king in, break that golem in where the wall break is redirected, or they should have gone into that compartment. Then he'd be able to jump in and through to the queen compartment, take down the air defences on the way, which is 2 of them. So that's 3 out of the 4 air. That is 3 out of the 4 air defences gone, and then you can see a hound and 12 loons to take down the rest of the base. The king and the Valkyries would have gone in to get the queen, had they gone the right way, and that was that. So yeah, that was the plan. Just to give you a bit of insight. Obviously, with the wall breaker failure, he had to drop the first jump a little bit off course, which actually wasn't that bad. I mean, perhaps he wanted to get a bit deeper into the base and make sure he got that lower air defense, but the golem went there anyway. But the biggest, I suppose, failure of this raid was maybe he was expecting there to be a hound in the CC, but there wasn't. It was a bad CC for him, because there's a witch and a drag, and the drag just chews through his troops, which is really unfortunate. The queen does a great path though. We watch the queen's position. So now the king's dying, the Valks have died, the queen is still alive. So the raid is not going well by any stretch. He's got a couple of Teslas, triggered them, taken them down. Then eventually I think the dragon's going to go over to the queen, and she will kill it. It does take a couple of swipes out those healers, and fortunately he's got a couple of minions to go and stop it. And the queen chimed in as well, but those minions could have been cleanup as well. So the raid just wasn't very smooth in that respect. So I think this is all why the time was a massive issue. Good choice to send the single loon in down the bottom side, but there's no cleanup down there either, which is where those defences are going to remain. I like the way he hasted in the loons. And yeah, then the remaining defences, all he had to do is drop a couple of loons on them. He had hastes as well to push them through. He's waiting for the queen to lock on. She's done that. You can see he's just pumping in the rest of those loons, and yeah, he beat the base, just not quick enough. It's the only thing. And that bomb down the bottom caught him as well. It's so unfortunate. So yeah, I think, in my opinion, he should have got the 3-star just from muscling his way through. It was a great plan, and what my revised plan was to do was to basically take that strategy, run with it, amend it, and I'll show you the points that I made, and we'll scout the video, scout the base, and talk through it. So firstly, the CC was a big threat to me because there's a witch and a dragon in there. My queen, if I was trying to wait for her to get into a position to pull it, My opinion, that would take too long, and then she'd have to kill it, and then I could send the troops in, and I didn't, and there was a witch in there, and I could have used poison to help take it down, but I was a little bit worried about that, particularly with the amount of defences around, going to be hitting the queen, and is she going to actually get into for sure, is she going to get it? The king's also going to be there, so it was just a little bit worrying for me, so I didn't want to do that. So the first part of this strategy I had to amend was, well, I can't, if I'm sending in kings and valks, which was a good choice because you can get the queen down quite easily, I thought, how can I get the CC? So I was looking around for a way to pull it, and the easiest thing I thought is this cannon here. You can see the CC radius. I know there's not a Tesla well, there's nothing hiding sneakily in there. So I was trying to work out the distance between the arch tower and the expo, and I think they're exactly the same distance away, which means if I drop the hogs on the right hand side of the cannon, they should go towards the expo. That was my plan. That'll get the CC pull, kill them with the queen. I'm sorry, kill them with poison, because they're all poisonable, and then I can start the rest of the raid. Make sure I don't do the wall breaker fail that Hardy did. And what I thought, which was my mistake, now I did make a mistake on this, is that I could earthquake that gap. Turns out you can't, it's too big. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Yeah, I think earthquake's radius or diameter, sorry, is 8. I miscounted. I thought I could earthquake the whole thing up and take some HP off these high HP buildings in the process, and make my life a little bit easier. How wrong I was, by the way. So this isn't a perfectly clean one, but I loved his queen walk path and route and his whole plan together. So what we can have a look at here is how I tune the raid. And the first thing you'll notice, obviously I dropped the the jumps, which I shouldn't have done, and did the earthquake, so that was a bad call. Kept the barbs for the side builder huts. I dropped the amount of loons, and I dropped the amount of Valkyries by 1, because the Valks aren't doing a huge amount. I thought, as long as I guide them right, they're going to take down what I need them to anyway. So that would be fine. I just need to make sure I get those wall breakers in, and with the CC not hitting them as well, I mean, it's all going to help. So what I did, which you're going to see here, because I needed to get the CC pull, I started the raid with the earthquake. I didn't even notice that it hadn't broken into that compartment. Otherwise I would have changed my strategy slightly, I guess. But broke in the other compartment. I think I dropped the barbs on the side. No, I pulled the CC first. So 4 hogs on the cannon, you can see, dropping them on the right side of it, and then they go in and get that CC pull, and that's going to make a huge difference, because obviously then that dragon isn't going to kill my king, it's not going to kill my Valkyries, and I think that was the key big difference on this raid, being able to finding that way to lure and pull that CC, which caused him so much trouble in Hardy's raid. And just eliminate the threat entirely, and also obviously making sure I break him. But he did get the king in. He did a slightly different jump, and it worked. So fair play to him for adjusting on the slide with that jump spell. But obviously I thought I could do it with the earthquake, and obviously how wrong I was. Queen in the same position, so I knew that was going to go smoothly now. And because I've got the queen going, I knew I could drop the golem, so you can see a couple of wizards in, and because I knew there was no mini-mob there, I just dropped all 3 wall breakers straight in, and there you go. I've got my successful entry, albeit that about now I probably realised that my I couldn't get in, that I couldn't get into the that compartment, so the Valkyries had to break through, and this is where I sort of had to adjust slightly, which was I guess a panic moment. Realised I couldn't break in. The troops were going to go the wrong way. I think I ended up dropping a rage spell down there to try and stop them. And also I dropped a minion down the bottom side to take down a couple of extra defences. And you can see that rage spell, what ends up happening is the wizard ends up breaking through the putting the damage on and breaking through the wall. Now my troops have already manually broken through one wall. They've got no choice the other way. The wizard's breaking in, but they end up going through anyway. But so that rage spell was sort of off the cuff, just to try and force it to happen. Now that I've got the Valkyries through, I can give them the heal. My wizards are going to take that Tesla down. My queen's going the right way. I've had to pop her ability, but that worked out fine anyway. and all my troops are going to carry on, head through to the queen, and this is going to be the moment of truth now, getting the queen down. I've got her down a lot earlier, so I could drop those loons down a little bit earlier as well. All I'm trying to do now is sort of wait for that wizard tower to go down, or at least my queen get close to it, and now I can start the rest of his raid. But look at the difference. Look at my king. He sat there on just almost full health, just slamming those top defences down, and because he's got through, because he didn't have a CC dragon hitting him, he's pushed so much deeper into the base, just taking down those defences, and I didn't even need barely any of those loons. I could have halved that amount of loons and brought wizards for cleanup. Ended up using a couple of loons on cleanup anyway. Got a couple of wizards there, and because I dropped that early minion, there was nothing down the bottom side either, so that was another little change I made. So yeah, if I'd have had the double jump, this raid would have been even smoother than that and been probably a lot better for a cleanup. But that's my fault, because I miscounted, and that's as simple as it is sometimes. But the big difference between my raid and his raid was pulling that CC, eliminating that threat, and that resulted in the 3-star on this one. So hope you liked this video, guys, and got to at least understand my thought process. The plan was good. He did have a good plan. Just a couple of tweaks to get it into that 3-star. Time was a little bit of a worry on it, just because of the size of the queen walk and the way the raid was, and obviously I was pulling the CC out, which is always and poisoning, double poison, which is a timely thing. But I got it, and that's the main thing. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.